Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the 2-3 Zone. Tony's Picks look at the WNBA, the hottest WNBA betting show on YouTube. That's what my partners are telling me, and hey, I'm all about it. Let's get to it with Ron Crawford, Justin Stacks, McKelvey, a four-pack of games here, and boy, it's a bettor's delight. Here on Wednesday. Hey, you don't have to worry about any big numbers here. Virtually every game is a pick 'em or one, maybe two. Maybe it'll even go down. Ron Crawford, hey, yesterday we saw the Valkyries. You gave it to us. The Valkyries over Connecticut yesterday is our lone game there, I should say, on Monday. Give us a synopsis of that one as Golden State pretty much took care of business in that one.
Yeah, like I said, good revenge spot. Lost by 31 in Connecticut earlier in the season. And yeah, it's the strong unders, man. But yeah, my best bet yesterday actually turned out to be my premium best bet. So you got it free right here. Was the Golden State Valkyries -8.
All right, we know they'll be on a back-to-back today. Justin will kind of clue us in on some of the back-to-backers. I should say some of the back-to-backers in this game. They're not on a back-to-back here tonight, but it was a win there for Golden State. Justin, any takeaways from that one?
Yeah, I was on the wrong side of the total. I had the over, and all day it was just going lower, 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 lower. Which I said in the videos it wasn't going to be popular. I like to play teams. I'm still going to keep betting it, which you'll see later on when we get to our game. But I'm always going to bet. There's a team off of back to back. I'm betting over. That's just I don't track it. I'm not a trend or track better, but that's just something that I know that I'm going to bet. So and I accept it. And I take the outcome, the comments, and I'm okay with that. Bad pick on my end.
We'll get it tonight here for sure, my man. Gonna have a four-pack of games here, and we'll kick it off right away. Well, you know what? Maybe it's a three-pack of important games. This one has no significance right now for sure in the postseason with Chicago and Connecticut, but we're looking at it here. Connecticut 1.5-point favorite, 158.5 in this one. Ron, Atkins looks like she's probable for her appearance here, and Van Lith as well for Chicago. Getting a few players back, but still no Angel Reese here in this one. We saw Charles miss the last game, but the reports are okay, it looks like here. I don't see her on the injury report. So go ahead. We got to touch it on it. We're doing every game this year, Chicago and Connecticut.
Yeah, I think she was just resting because of back-to-back out on the West Coast. Now they got them at home. And again, these are two teams that really have nothing to play for, be honest with me here. I got to look at the under, though, because we still know that Chicago, on the road's only scoring about 72 points per game, and Connecticut at home. I know they popped some 90s on us, but I think 157.5. I think we can get under that total. So give me the under 157.5 with Chicago and the Sun.
Yeah, for sure, Ron. The Chicago's 2-7 to the under in their last 9 games. We saw it right because of the just the lack of cohesive lineup. Really, it's not. I think it's just interrupted the flow too, and they haven't been the best scorers here. But I don't know, Justin. We got two teams here, playing out the string, so to speak. So I guess there could be some volatility here. Connecticut, of course, is on a big losing streak right now. Chicago's lost a couple in a row.
Yeah, it's a wild game to have to cap, but I think once you sit down and break it up, it's not really that hard to cap. And my first go to is Tina Charles. I'm gonna be on her over points and rebounds, and I love this spot too. I was telling you earlier. I might post this play actually on Twitter. That's how much I like this Tina Charles spot. I didn't see nothing where she was injured, so she didn't get hurt the previous game. Last game she sat out on the second leg of a back-to-back. Feel like because she old, we all know she ain't no spring chicken. So, and it was the last game of the road trip for them. So rest them, come back home. You're playing this guy. It's the perfect get-up spot. This is where we want Tina Charles. So Tina Charles, I'm betting that as soon as I get a number on that over her points and rebounds. And she played for Connecticut, in case anybody don't know.
Yeah, no days off for us guys here on the 2-3 zone. Even with this game, I'm going to take Connecticut. They need a win. They've got 5 wins this year. And hey, this feels like a pretty good spot for them here as a small pay. I'll lay the 1.5, whatever it is, with Connecticut here at home against Chicago. We know Chicago not only going under in all those games, also just 1-10 in their last 11 against the spread. So pretty rough times here for Chicago. Yeah, they're getting their lineup back together, but another lost season for the Sky, just like last year. I'll take Connecticut. Ron is on the under 158 here in this one, and Justin says take Tina Charles over in her points and rebounds prop on Wednesday. All right, let's get into some important games now. They might not be blockbusters as far as the best teams, but man, does this one feel ever important, especially for Washington here, right? They're the team that's kind of on the very outside of the playoff picture, and they have a chance here for sure, I would say, against the Golden State Valkyries. We just mentioned, yeah, Golden State got a win against Connecticut to win their second straight. Washington snapped a losing streak. Good job, Mystics, because they needed it. Right now, they are a game and a half behind Seattle for the number 8 spot. They're in 10th, still got to leap LA. Really, this is so important because you're playing a team that kind of is in that position that you want to be in. Golden State is 16-15, Justin, so they're hanging on too. These are going to be exciting games in the WNBA in the bottom part of the playoff picture to get in here. Golden State, Justin's won a couple in a row there, and Washington snapped their losing streak as well. Last out.
Yeah, I looked at this game and I immediately thought, okay, Golden State, they had 2 blowout wins at home. Now they're back on the road for the first game. Looking at the Mystics, I think this is a good spot for the Mystics. And money line, when I seen it was fluctuating back and forth from -1 to -1.5. So I'll take the Mystics full game money line, whatever it's at.
All right, yeah, probably be maybe -110 here. I don't know. We're looking
Yeah,
at
I thought about this.
very closely
Definitely be
rated
a
team
cheat.
here between these two. I think that's what makes it ever so intriguing here, Ron, with the Golden State Washington. We know Golden State's a great spread team here. They're also 10-21 to the under this season. Man, that is the most almost lopsided or most distinct trend to any over or under of any team in the league.
Yeah, I got this one in the 70s. And like you said, Ramon, that this is an important game for the Washington Mystics. And I think they've settled in without Sykes. I think they're doing very well now. Citron's doing well and a couple others there. But what I'm going to look at, I'm surprised Justin didn't go it because I'm taking yours thunder here, buddy. I'm taking the Golden State Valkyries first half. They're 19-5 as underdogs to the first half on that money line. So give me Golden State. And I do agree with the Mystics definitely to win the game. But I'm going to take Golden State in the early beginning of it.
Yeah, and to be fair, the line may be trickling up here a little bit towards Washington. I listed a pick 'em because it's closely rated everywhere. A couple books do have some 1s and 1.5s for Washington. So just see where we stand in that one. But Ron says take him in the first half here, the Valkyries in this one. And I just heard Ron say this game's going to finish with both teams in the 70s. All right, I'm down with that as long as it's not too high of a score. I'm going to shoot for the low 70s here, I hope, and I'll take the under in this one. As I mentioned, that trend with Golden State, big time under for sure this season. Justin says take the Washington Mystics here to keep it going and win a second in a row. And how about Ron says keep riding that Golden State first half trend. They're the best in the league and getting out to a good start in the first half. And Ron says take them here against Washington. All right, let's go to the big one here now with the Liberty on the road against the Aces. Look, the Aces are 18-14 now. Maybe they have recovered because it's a 4-game winning streak, Ron, right now for the Aces. And they've gained some favoritism here in this one. We know it's kind of a spot where these two just had a good, exciting game. Las Vegas is favored by 2, total 170 here. Look, the Liberty are still in their own little playoff niche with battling with Atlanta. You've told us that you kind of like Atlanta right now over the Liberty out of these two teams, and Phoenix is right there too. So Las Vegas comes in as a 2-point favorite, and the total here, 170. I don't think that's a surprise.
No, not at all. And since this won't air before the game starts, I'll tell you right now, my best bet premium tonight is on the Liberty, and I hope they do beat the Sparks, because I'm going to probably look at an over tomorrow night, like Justin was referring to, back-to-back overs. We're going to keep playing them. You got the number one pace team right there at 79.8 is the Liberty. And just below them at 78.0 is the Aces. I think this one goes over. I think they put it all on the floor tonight against the Sparks, and then we get a little defensive lapse tomorrow night. But if you look at the previous scores of them, they got way over with them. So I'd take that over 170.
All right, Ron says go over in this blockbuster matchup on ESPN here on Wednesday night. Just to make clear, Ron was referring to the Liberty as his top play for the Tuesday night game, Liberty
That's
at
correct.
LA. And just to be clear on this one, he's talking about the total as his favorite play here in this one. Justin, Las Vegas, they've definitely heated up right now. I think we're finally seeing what we're supposed to see. I guess that's a easy thing for me to say, but what'll happen here when they host the Liberty in a big game?
I think the Aces, this is an Aces spot. I think this spread's not going to be the same when y'all hear or when we wake up. So I seen one minus 125 or minus 1.5, -2 for the Vegas Aces. So I'll take the money line if it's right now. Like as soon as the show's over, that'll be with minus whatever best line you can get. I'm looking at minus 125 right now. So and that'll be my best bet for the show.
All right, Justin, on the money line here with Las Vegas to get it done and beat the Liberty in this one.
And
go ahead.
yeah, I wouldn't. I was going to finish up by saying the Liberty already beat them twice. So I look at it like this: like it's all part of the script, which I didn't dig into yesterday when we did the Liberty Sparks. But the whole thing is Liberty getting revenge tonight. The day we're recording this against Sparks. Now they beat the Aces already twice, I think, this year. So this is revenge for the Aces and catch them on a second leg of a back-to-back.
Double revenge at home for the Aces.
Yeah, get double revenge spot for them, and you get them on the second leg of a back-to-back. Give me the Aces money line, Aces spread.
Yeah, Aces. No. Yeah, Aces here for Justin on the money line on the spread. He likes them here over New York on that back-to-back. That's the one I was referring to. That I thought more significantly, yeah.
And I agree with Ron. I was just talking about it. I did it with the Sun and the Valkyries. For me, like I said, like I'm not a write it down, keep numbers type capper. Like get y'all haven't figured that out, but I know what I know, and I bet it every time. I bet it with the Sun and the Sun and the Valkyries, and I'm doing it again tonight. I'm with Ron on this over for tomorrow. Gonna get him. I seen 170.5 or 170 before.
170.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play that too. So I agree with Ron 100%.
And just to let everyone know, in our pre-game huddle there that we had, look, this is one game that we're on a lot of same sides, of course, as handicappers on this show, sides and totals. Yeah, we back and forth and go with one side or the other as our pick to give you guys a great look at the games. But it felt like out of this whole season, this feels like the one we're all in solid agreement with. This one with Aces and over. It feels like I'll go to the over in the first half here. And this one, look, the Liberty are going to be an underdog here. It looks like in this game they've gone over in all 4 of their games this season as a dog. I look for this one, with that Liberty coming in. I'm not a tired legs, quote unquote, person, but we'll see because the Aces are starting to click. I'll go over in the first half here in this one. Justin says let's roll with the Aces money line official play. But yeah, let's lay it there. I think Justin was laying it all over the place. And Ron says go over 170 in this big game. Just interesting to see, is this real for the Aces, or are they just kind of above those other playoff teams, or can they find their way? I'd still say they're on the outside looking in of those marquee teams that we've been talking about now all season. But if there's any team, I guess you're going to throw in there and say, hey, if they get on a run, I guess it would be the Aces.
I think I figured this. Remember, we was talking a couple, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, about figuring this Aces team out. I think I figured this Aces team out.
Yeah,
It might have took 3/4 of the season, but I think I figured them out.
yeah, and it doesn't seem like the Aces should be a team that played with the type of complacency we've seen, because they're not the champs. So why wouldn't they be hungrier? But they've had to, mix a few new parts in there, I guess. Okay, Justin, we got to go to you here. It's the Atlanta Dream on the road taking on Seattle in another important game. Atlanta is in the mix right now, tied with the Liberty for second in the league, and a game ahead of Phoenix for third right now. Hey, if you can't get to second, you better get to third here, but they're playing pretty strong here. They're on a winning streak. Seattle, they're on a losing streak, just in a big one here for the Storm. It feels like they're being blown away by the Storm here at this point. They're in 8th place. How did this happen? They're on the playoff bubble here right now, having lost 7 of their last 10 games and that long losing streak. They're 5-11 against the spread at home. In Atlanta, they're 11-6 against the spread on the road and on that winning streak. It's still a pick 'em because Seattle is at home. They're still a good team. I'll say it like that. Total 160.5, Justin. Let's pick a winner.
Yeah, I think this is the final where they get off the little losing streak. You catching the Dream off the upset. We can't really call them an upset. They was a dog against the Mercury, but it seems like we beat them every single time we play them. So I guess we can't really call us a dog. But if you look at the spread, we was a dog. But coming off that upset, this is the last game before we go back home. I think now the Storm had a few games with their little new toys coming back in. Size, getting a couple under her belt. Kind of like the Storm money line. And I like Gabby Williams. I like Storm money line, and I like Gabby Williams over her PRA. Like both of those.
Right. Ron, Jordan Canada did leave last game. She's been an important player for Atlanta this season. I think she's going to be questionable coming into this game. It'd be good to have her in there. But what do you see here with that? Like I said, they're pretty good on the road in Seattle. This is where they've had some of their problems, but they need this one.
Yeah, like you said, they've fallen all the way into the 8, 9, 10 area with the Valkyries, then the Mystics, and the Sparks. Like I said, I'm not going to look at a side. I think this one's a toss-up, man. But I do know that we know that Seattle plays well as a home underdog, so probably looking a little bit that way. But I will go to the total, and you got two of the best defensive teams in the league playing here. Pace-wise, very slow, and also defensive rating, they're the best top 5, both of them. So I'm going to take the under 160.5 in this one.
All right, Ron says go under here in this one at 160.5. And I'm going to go to a prop here. Try to get a winner here with one of my props. I'm going to take the Dreams Brianna Jones under 6.5 rebounds here in this one with Atlanta and Seattle. Justin hinted at a prop as well. He said take Gabby Williams over in her PRA, but Justin also likes Seattle here on the money line in case they become a small favorite overnight. Ron says go under 160.5 with Atlanta and Seattle on Wednesday. That's a great look at these 4 games for the action in the WNBA. Be a good card. We're going to come right back. Hey, we're not stopping here. We'll take one day off, I guess. I'll give the guys a day off. But we're going to come back with a 5-pack for Friday. Some good ones for sure. Aces and Mercury, Storm at Dream. In those games, you're going to be wanting to join us for those late games for Friday. So make sure you return here to the 2-3 zone. Justin, what's going on at Tony's Picks? You got to have some premium action on this Wednesday card.
Yeah, I already uploaded the premium already for the slate of games we just did. I'm going to have a 3-pack tomorrow too, meaning Wednesday. I only got one up on tonight. As far as the best bet, I actually got 5 plays in baseball. Got 2 best bets in the 3-pack. So fully loaded. Loving the slate. Love this basketball slate that we just got into. And like I said, I already got a best bet now. I might have a 3-pack, which I'll probably do in the next half hour or so after we get off here. And then we get a day break. Like that means we get an extra day to look ahead for the next schedule. So I don't mind it. I love it.
Ron, good card here for Wednesday. Like I said, just pick the winners, everybody. That's all you really need to do
Right.
with this card. What else is going on at Tony's Picks?
So for this show, the best bet, I'm agreeing with Justin. I'm taking the Aces on the money line. I think this is probably a horrible spot for New York, especially if they win tonight, which I expect them to beat the Sparks. They're just the better team. But yeah, I'm going to go. My best bet for the show is going to be the Aces as well as Justin. What I got going on last night, of course, hit both my MLB Diamond Crusher and hit the WNBA 3-point play. So I have those every day. Keep going with the best bets. All I can do. 6 out of 7 on my baseball best bets and 14-8 run now WNBA best bet. So they're done there. Get you a package. I got the rest of the season on sale right now. You can get that through the playoffs. Remember, they go to October, so you can get that right now for $99 at Tony'sPicks.com. Make sure you use that code Tony T at checkout for your 15% off.
Right, great job, guys. And I got to take a best bet here as well. I'll go with Connecticut. Why not? I got to put some spice onto this game. I'll take Connecticut over Chicago as my best play for the action here on Wednesday. And
my fault. Real quick, I'll switch mine. That way we got different. For those who like to parlay or want to grade us on different pick, I'll take the Storm money line for my best pick. That way we all got something different. Because I really like the Storm. I'm probably going to post the Storm on Twitter. That's how much I like the Storm. So that'll make that my best bet. That way we all got something different.
All right, let's go and have a great winning day here on Wednesday. Join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code that Ron mentioned, Tony T at checkout. Save 15%. I've got action Wednesday for sure in the WNBA Major League Baseball, and I'm getting ready for more NFL preseason action here this weekend. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Pair me up with one of my partners here. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Tony's Picks, here on YouTube. We have videos all day long. You never even have to stop watching Tony's Picks. We got plenty of content for you here on the channel. We'll be back again on Friday or late Thursday, possibly here for a lot of you. You like to get those plays early. You like to get the previews here from the guys. So check us out here on the 2-3 zone. We'll be back on Friday with that exciting 5-pack of games. For Justin Stacks McKelvey, for Ron Crawford, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, and thanks for making us #1 out there on YouTube. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.